technical difficulties this morning. Good morning, Kiki True Crime. Susan said, now my messages are posting before I hit send. Ooh, good morning, little beaver. Good morning, Queen. Good morning, Joy. I think I told everybody else good morning. First off, how was your Easter? Mine was a lot of fun. Okay, OJ, we don't need to make noise right now when I'm doing a very important show, okay? Katie Kirk never had that problem. Diane Sawyer doesn't have that problem. I'm the only one that has it, Kitty. All right, so you're just going to have to deal with that noise. Yeah. What do you guys make for Easter? I know a lot of people had a busy day. I know just me did. Hey, two Boston moms, when did you sneak in here? Where is she? Someone just told her hello. There she is. Hey, two Boston moms. We had ham. We had different casseroles. We had, of course, a big carrot cake. All kinds of stuff. It was a lot of fun. I really enjoyed it. So, hope you guys did too. Woo! What is going on? What is the deal with Dawn Wells and Bill Shipley? My understanding is that Bill Shipley was in jail. By the way, he's on the thumbnail if you want to get a gander at him. He was in jail when Summer went missing. So why did Dawn try to run him over with his truck? And why is Ziggy and Fred Hill trying to say Bill Shipley is involved in her disappearance? It makes no sense. Maybe because the whole Andy story, Andy is on the road. Fred said Andy was on the road. Maybe because that's not resoluting with anyone. So now we have Bill Shipley. Let's take a second and tell everybody good morning. Woo! We're also going to talk about Clyda Trent again today. All right? So it's going to be kind of a twofer in one show. I absolutely adore Nana for life. She is nothing but fair with people. Now, sometimes she's too fair because I think she might have given just a little too much benefit of the doubt to Donna and Candace. Fine by me. You're not going to go to hell for that. However, she posted this yesterday, and it really started cranking my gears. If any of y'all are still supporting this MFer, as in Dawn Wells, you might want to let him know he's effing busted again. She said, when I found out CPS had substantial allegations of essaying all three of their boys, I walked away. She said, I will never, ever support essay, period. She said recently she had to get rid of a family member. Like, I never want to see you again for the same thing. Now let's get to Tabitha Shipley, shall we? She posted this. I will read it to you right now. Okay. Woo! She's got Dawn dead to nuts. She says, Dawn Wells, all in caps, always gets me. Dawn Wells, exactly what is your problem? We have you on surveillance, stopping where Bill Shipley is and starting crap. Didn't he try to run him over with his truck when he was on one of his sojourns taking down Nana for Life's flyers? Tabitha said, I would like to know exactly why you are trying to fight Bill. I have your truck as you are coming up to where Bill is. And I also have audio of you arguing with Bill. If you would like to sit in a jail cell, then you keep it up. Well, I'm really not in the boat to give Tabitha any advice because it's her life, not mine. I will just say it is long overdue for the Wells to be prosecuted. And shame on the district attorney in Hawkins County for letting Dawn and Candace walk away from those essay charges. You cannot tell me that CPS didn't recommend some sort of criminal repercussion for those two. You can't tell me that. But because they just signed the boys away, they still talk about them. Well, at least Tim Mullen does. And now we have this. Tabitha, you and Bill, whatever you're worried about calling the police, don't worry about it. You please get this taken care of, because this is not a game. It's actually super dangerous. All right, we have 153 people in here. We are live and shit. It's No Tab Monday. Please hit that like, and remember, we're live and shit.
It's fucking live, you dumbass.
No, it's not.
It is.
No, it isn't.
Can't stop.
Okay, whatever. Play your little game, Donnie.
All right, I'm gonna have to go. She don't think we're live and shit, okay? And she's fucking going off and acting like an alcoholic. I have to get off here now.
That's fine.
I
Thank you
appreciate
so
y'all.
much for talking to us.
Don, I'll
All right,
talk to you
thank you.
later.
All right, bye.
Thank you so much.
Bye,
Okay.
Candace.
Let's go
Thank
to
you.
Victor later.
That is fucking live, you dumb bitch. You are stupid, man.
I just discussed my back. That's all I asked.
Fucking live. I'm fucking stupid bitch.
Oh, they just seen that. You're a dumbass. They just seen you punch me in my throat.
Whatever, man.
You're a dumbass. You're a real dumbass. You're a real dumb fucking ass. They just seen when you throw me in the punch. Well, you're a dumbass.
Did you just get
Never gets old. Never gets old. Janaka has a question. I'm going to answer it, and I want all of you to answer it too, because I know we all have different opinions on this. This would be a good time for April C to come in. Do you think Summer, excuse me, was missing days before she was reported missing? I personally don't, because the Amber Alert has never changed. It always says last seen June 15th. And they have said that they have captures of her on that day. So I believe that June 15th was the day. And I think that the lead up came from Marlena's daughter being at the house the week before, and then suddenly having to go home. So we missed the water park. She wanted to go home. Okay, she wanted to go home. And then CPS comes to the house on the 14th, and they're all scrambling and scrambling and scrambling. What do we do? What do we do? Look who's in here, one of my favorite people in the true crime community, Nana for life. Girl, you need to take that link. I need to pick your brain today, because I'm all kinds of confused. All right. And I believe wholeheartedly when they showed up, it was to see Summer. I'm not saying that they weren't interested in the boys, but it's as clear as a red barn. The boys were left alone on the 15th. Summer was doing all of these silly errands all day. with Candace and Grandis. Ellie, Ronnie Lawson also told me and Nana that they tracked the Wells' phones, locations for the whole day starting in the early morning hours. Okay, I'm going to drop the link for Ellie too. I would love to have this conversation. Woo! Woo! First, let's start with Bill Shipley. Okay? Hey, Okie Bree, did you hear what we're getting next week? April 12th through the 19th, lots of tornadoes in Oklahoma. So, buckle up, Buttercup. All right, here we go.
Damn piece of shit, Cameron. Get your better one, son.
I know. You guys, I am here. I came here to actually interview Steve today. That's going to be coming out probably after this because.
Oh my gosh, it's Nana! Everybody, please, everybody, please, a round of applause for Nana for life.
You're too sweet.
Oh, girl, everybody loves you. Why did Dawn try to run over Bill Shipley?
In my personal opinion, Dawn is mad at Bill because Bill has been helping me hang flyers for summer for the last, I don't know, maybe 6 to 8 months.
Oh.
And I'm going to say he's probably hung 1,000 flyers that are laminated.
Hold on, say that again. How many flyers did Bill hang?
Probably close to 1,000.
1,000 flyers?
Yes.
And he gets run over for that? Dawn wanted to run him over.
Yeah, but in addition to that, after Dawn started tearing down my flyers, that upset Bill. And he said, I wish I had a big poster I could hang up. And I said, I have one. So I gave him Summer's posters that we hang up at Summer's Day, and he has 2 of Summer's posters hanging up.
Where?
In front of his house. In front of his house.
Is that what Dawn ran over? That's the rumor I heard.
He didn't run over those posters. The stuff that you have from the Facebook,
Uh-huh.
all that stuff right there, that's what he tore off and threw in the ground, or in front of Bill's house, and it's all on video. I mean, he can lie about it if he wants to, but whatever.
Uh-huh.
He threw that, but the big posters are still hanging. I'll send you a picture of it. Are still hanging up on Bill Shipley's house, and Bill Shipley loves Summer Wells. He was in jail when she went missing. He just wants to help find her after Ziggy and Fred said that he could potentially be taking her. He has been so upset and wanted to actually prove his innocence, which we did, and get his name clear. But more importantly, he's more worried about, well, where is Summer? Where is Summer? So he's really been a blessing to me.
Well, it sounds like it. Do you know what he happened to be in jail for in June of 2021?
A bunch of ugly stuff. I don't know. I just finally looked at his record after Ziggy started saying he was my BFF. He's not my BFF. But we are good friends, and we'll probably be closer friends as time goes on. And what he did to go to jail, I absolutely don't support. But it had nothing to do with children. It was drugs.
No, that's all I needed to know. Now, now this is opinion only, and if you don't want to answer it, you don't have to. Do you find it odd all the people, Dawn and Candace, point the finger out for Summer, and do you find it odd all the people Fred and Ziggy point the finger at?
Absolutely, I do. If you'll notice, in my post, I said, and I did take my post down because I didn't want to cause the boys any more problems, so I did take my post down. But anyway, Um, if you're pointing fingers at everybody else, are you trying to get the attention away from you because you're guilty? That's kind of what it seems like to me. Now, I absolutely, positively do not know what happened this summer. And I'm not saying that Fred is guilty, but I am saying that Ziggy and Fred are making him look more and more guilty. The more they run their mouth and start shit and blaming everybody else for this, that, and the other, and the third, they're making him look more guilty.
Is she still threatening to sue you? Who all is she suing? You, Ryan, and Six Up, correct?
Oh, as far as I know, but bring it, baby. I mean, you know, bring it.
And I can't imagine why you would be sued. Do you know what this is about?
Absolutely not. I think she's just running her mouth because that's what she does. I think she's just running her mouth, trying to stir up shit and get more people angry with me. She doesn't want people to be nice to me. She wants to paint me out to be this horrible person that I'm not for Summer, whatever. You know, I just...
Could it be jealousy because you're out doing the work and she's putting on plastic nails and taking fake drug tests?
I hate to say the word jealous because there's not a jealous bone in my body. I'm not jealous of anyone. So I don't know where that comes from. I don't know how you feel jealous. So I hate to say that that's what it is. I just think she's just a mean, hateful, see you next Sunday or next Tuesday. What I think. But, you know.
Well, we can call her see you next Saturday, Cuns, instead of the other word. There we go. But no, you're not going to get any hate over here. You will not get any hate over here. I have seen some things in her chat about you that my eyes bulged out of my head. It was extremely unnecessary.
Oh, yeah. She's unnecessary. She needs to go away. She does not need to be covering Summer's case at all. Everything that comes out of her mouth is a god dang lie. She has no proof. Fred said is not proof for anything. Fred said is nothing. And there's no proof for anything.
Well, the Andy thing didn't stick, and so now it's Bill Shipley. Who's next? I'm surprised you haven't been blamed.
Well, I was early on, but not from her, from someone else. But, you know, the blame needs to stop at 110. That's my opinion.
I agree with you 100%. There was two.
And it took me a long, long time to get there, Brooke. A long, long time. Because I never, ever, ever wanted to believe that a mother, particularly, that a mother would ever do anything to hurt their child. And when you meet Candace, you talk to her, she's great with animals, she's this, she's that, she's just whatever. You know, I'm like, there's no way she did that. No way. But when the charges came out, and I have proof of it that I have never shared, and I never will share, so don't nobody be sending me messages wanting proof, because you ain't getting it. About the essay charges, I walked away that day.
I have it too. I'm not going to say who sent it to me, and I didn't send it to anyone else because I don't think it needs to go any further, and I certainly wouldn't put it on YouTube. The children were pretty graphic about what happened to them. Very, very graphic. Now, let me ask you a question. I understand Dawn and Candace signed their rights over. I could care less about that. That's the least they can do for their children. Even though different people were saying, oh, it's the most selfless thing they can do by giving the children a new life. And I'm like, that's not what happened. That's not what happened. Why didn't Hawkins County go ahead and press charges against them regardless? They
I
can.
actually asked when Karen and I went to visit Ronnie Lawson, and it's funny because Ziggy says we stalked him. No, we didn't. We pulled up in the driveway, and he's walking out of his office going to lunch. And I pulled up beside of his truck, rolled my window down. I said, "Have you got it?" I said, "Have you got about 5 minutes?" He looked at his watch and said, "I got about 15." I said, "I'll take it." And we chatted with him mostly about summer.
Mhm.
And I asked him, "Why in the hell did you let them walk from this? Why? There's substantiated allegations. Why?" And he said, "Because of the boy's innocence and to protect the boys." That wasn't exactly what he said. I'd have to go back and listen to the tape exactly how he said it. But that's what, it was because of the boys.
Is he not worried about them doing things to other children? I mean, I'm just throwing it out there in the universe.
Oh, I told him that. Brooks, I told him that. I said, "What in the hell are you thinking? What about all these other kids? They do, it is statistically proven that they cannot be, what is it, revised or whatever you want to call it, that they continue to do it." And I said, "They need to be in jail." I mean, I begged him, and, the decision was done. I don't think he knew that I knew everything I knew, because he said, I said, "I've got it right here on my phone." And he said, "Let me see it." And I was pulling it up to let him see it. He said, "Will you send that to me?" And he gave me his cell phone number, and I sent it directly to his cell phone.
Ellie said, he said because of the boys' forensic interviews and to protect the boys because the Wells signed their rights away.
That's
Okay.
it. Karen has a better memory than I do.
Well, the forensic interviews were graphic.
So I disagree with it. I think they should be locked up. I don't think that they deserve the air that they breathe. And Ziggy, she tried to say she didn't, but she fucking did. Ziggy had Dawn to go to my husband's work.
Hmm?
Did you hear what I said?
To your husband's work.
Yes. And to get my husband's first and last name because she didn't know it. So she could investigate my husband.
Thank you, Ziggy. That's so nice of you to do. Investigate a grandma who's hanging up flyers about a missing child.
And I don't care what she does to me. F her and the horse she rode in on it. And Fred. F him too.
And
But
Fred.
you better leave my husband alone. I'll just tell you that right fucking now.
These two people, Dawn and Candace, have reoffended for years. No child is safe around them. I believe everything Lisa Jetton said about how they go to these churches. It started with Pam Wells, and they pick up these women that are down on their luck, and they bring them home and they abuse their children.
Yep. And I even told, I didn't tell her nothing. I told a mutual friend of ours, and she told her everything I said because I never talked to her again after August the 21st of 2024. But she was not allowed at any of my properties, not even to go to my daddy's to go fishing. Because there's children there. You're not going to be around anybody that I know that has a child. Because you are an S.A.er. That's my opinion.
And there is no excuse for that. Now, why does Ziggy want to sue Ryan Finds Truth? It kind of just seems like he's going around talking to people. How could that offend her?
Because she don't want the truth coming out about Freddie Boy.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm. That's what it is.
If you check out my show from last Tuesday, if somebody wants to put the link in, that would be superb. That's where Lisa Jetton told the story about meeting Dawn and Pam and Candace in Arkansas, and how CPS took a bunch of kids out of a shed and they'd all been SA'd.
I wouldn't doubt that a bit. Wouldn't doubt that a bit.
Nope. And don't get me going on Chad Arnold. Where is he right now? I just don't understand why, with all the essaying going on, I mean, they give people all kinds of charges in Hawkins County for like petty, pawn shop shit and drugs, but they don't really seem to do anything about SA. I mean, look at the sheriff's own son.
Well, I got on him about that too. So, you know, he thinks his son's such a wonderful human. But I disagree. And one of the people that his son SA'd was his own granddaughter.
His own granddaughter.
His own granddaughter.
Are you excited for the sheriff's election?
Oh, I'm so excited. I don't live in Hawkins County. I wish I did, just for this election. But I'd probably already be arrested because I've confronted everybody down there. But I hope that somebody outside of Hawkins County, can y'all hear me?
Yeah, it's a little staticky, but you're coming in fine.
I hope that, let me pull over. I'm driving. I hope that somebody outside of Hawkins County gets elected, because it's going to take somebody outside of Hawkins County to deal with the stuff that Ronnie has done, in my opinion. Because if you've been in Hawkins County this whole time, you've supported Ronnie and what he's done. And that's like Tony Allen, which is his chief deputy or whatever. He actually drove Brandon Lawson to Granger County in his own automobile. Why would anybody want him to be sheriff?
I don't think they do. Educate me. Where is Granger County?
Two counties over from Hawkins. Because, see, they kept everything about Brandon Lawson out of the news. He actually was, when he went to jail, everything was done that one day. Nobody was allowed in the courtroom. They blocked the courtroom, wouldn't let nobody in. So they could keep it as private as they possibly could. They took him to a different jail, which they should have, you know, because he can't be in Hawkins County, which I wish they'd have put him in Jim Pop. But they didn't. But as soon as he got, Tony Allen drove him to Granger County, which is this, I think it may be the next county over, I can't remember, to a different county for him to serve his time. And when he went in as, he could do things. What's it called, Karen? My short-term memory stinks. Where he could do things in the jail. So he didn't.
She's driving. I think we might have lost her. Let's see if she reconnects, because this is important stuff. Normally, I'm not like big on, you know, the poster boards and the Sharpies, especially if they're sitting in a warehouse and someone just picks a cause and goes to a protest. I'm just like, oh my gosh, I've got better things to do today. I couldn't imagine living in Hawkins County and not being outside of the sheriff's office or the DA's office holding signs to get justice Can't say anything about Summer because we don't know what happened to her. But we know what happened to the 3 boys and demand that DA do something with Dawn and Candace. Because, again, what they said was gruesome. The boys. It was gruesome. And it was graphic. Why would they not want to do something? Okay? But then on the other hand, it's probably better to wait for the new sheriff to come in, because our friend Muscles and Mascara, she comes in every now and then. Her work schedule's been crazy. She is voting for a guy named, I think his name's Roddy, not Ronnie, Miller. I'd have to look. We're friends on Facebook for some reason. And her and her husband and son were having breakfast. She spoke to him and he said, oh yeah, if I win, the first thing I'm going to do is comb through the Summer Wells file. Okay, while she's getting reconnected, let's go through this with Bill Shipley, because there is a big reason why Dawn the Con went to confront him, because Bill was putting up flyers for Summer. Laminated flyers. And he put up like 1,000 of them. And that really, really upset Dawn. Oh, it's raining in here. We're not upset about that, are we? Uh-oh. Hang on. What is going on here? Hang on. I got to jump out and I'll come right back in. Don't go. Me back. I'm here. Ridiculous. Absolutely sick. Okay, so let's get back to Bill Shipley after we celebrate the rain made by Jenna. Nice little spring rain. Oh, thank you, Jana. You're the best. Thank you for growing the family. Let's listen to what old Bill, Wild Bill, has to say. Look at that. Plead the Fifth. Got her a membership. If you want your own, I guarantee somebody will drop the link.
I've got to share this with you all. I met Bill Shipley here today. You guys have heard the rumors from his ex, Kelly, who said that he's a violent guy, beats women, is just dangerous, wild Bill. I'm here with 2 women that he has been with, his ex-girlfriend and his current girlfriend. And first question I'm going to ask, of course, is what? Is he a violent person? Has he ever been violent to you? I'll blur her face. Has he ever, actually, how long were you guys together?
And in this little cabin, or, day room that they're in, there is clearly a flyer for Summer.
We were together for about 4 months, but I've known him my entire life, and I'm almost 33 years old.
Known Bill your entire life?
Yes, and he knows my parents.
You ever know him to be violent toward women? Did he ever hit you?
No, he's never hit me. He's been, we've had arguments, but he's never physically hit me. He's always went out and done something else, like throw stuff in the back of his truck, try to break his window, that sort of thing.
Never hit you once?
Nope. I've pushed you to that point.
And you'll let your little girl, who I won't show on camera,
Sure.
You'll let her be around him, no problem.
Absolutely. I trust him any day.
All right.
So nice that Ryan blurred out the baby. And Kiki, so nice of you. Thank you so much for the donation to the channel. Thank you so much. Sherry said, Brooks, where's Nana? We lost her. She's out driving right now. She'll come back. She'll find a spot where she gets better signal. Yeah, YouTube's screwing up today. Janaka, I agree. If I lived in Tennessee, I'd be calling the Attorney General's office saying, there's 2 proven SAers in Hawkins County, but there's a DA that won't do anything about it and a sheriff. All right, there's the link. There's the link. That's me. Said, did the boys tell what they know? They certainly did. They gave a forensic interview that was very graphic about what their parents did to them. Okay. And so for people like Chasing Truth, or I think she just goes by Chasing now, Daisy and a few others, just going, you should never wish that on Summer Wells. What is wrong with you, Brooks? You should never wish that on Summer Wells. I don't wish it on any child. Why are they not defending them now? Why? Why? It makes no sense in any corner of this country that those 2 are not in jail. Nana, your camera's on. She's back.
I came home so I could chat because I was afraid y'all couldn't hear me.
Bless you.
And I don't normally do panels. I don't like to do panels. I think this is the 5th time I've ever been on a panel.
You're welcome here anytime. No one's going to hate on you. And if they do, I know some people that'll kick them right out.
Well, I appreciate that. I just don't like to do panels. But anyway, and it tears Ziggy up. Her and Fred go all to pieces when I do a panel because they know that I know everything Fred is saying is a lie.
Well, and I think considering the conversation that Ryan had with a relative of Fred's, it kind of, the puzzle's coming together slowly but surely, and that must not have been a good feeling for the newlyweds, you know?
I would imagine not. And I don't know where we left off a little while ago. I was trying to get turned around to come back home. So
we were talking about Ronnie Lawson. We lost you. And then I said, our friend Muscles and Mascara, she lives in Hawkins County. And she was having breakfast, her husband and her son. I can't remember the guy that's running for sheriff.
Roddy Miller.
Okay.
Roddy. He's an amazing guy. I think it's awesome that Muscles and Mascara is supporting him, and so am I.
Yep.
He said actually has one of the Summers flyer because he's works in Churchill. He actually took the whole flyer stand, and it's on a thing in Churchill. It's on my Facebook if you want to grab it. And he has a Summers flyer in Mount Carmel's police station.
Oh.
Yeah. So I'm supporting him too. He actually told me, because that first thing I asked him was, what are you going to do about Summer Wells? I know everybody wants to talk about this, that, the other, and the third, but the most important thing to me in Hawkins County right now is Summer Wells.
What could be more important? You have a child that is missing, and we know her 3 brothers were SA'd. What could be more important? Tackle box at the pawn shop?
Yeah. So, well, it's funny because there's a few creators, and I'm not going to say they're creators, but a few people that have YouTube channels, let's say it that way, that have thrown shade at me because I was wanting Roddy to do something about Summer. What else is more important than Summer? Nothing.
That's exactly what Fine Art on Fire said on here. He's from East Tennessee. He lives in Washington now, but he goes back to visit his parents and his sister. And he goes, what could be more important in that county? There's a question from the chat. I'm going to let you answer. Chocolate covered pickle. Put your listening ears on. I'm going to let Nana answer this. Brooks, is it true that Bill held on to Summer until Dawn paid the money owed.
No, it is not true. Bill has never ever worked for Dawn. Steve Miller's interview is coming up today, and we're talking to people that know the truth about everything to try to debunk everything. It was a guy that lived. God, I can't remember his name. Karen may know. But it wasn't Dawn. He's never ever worked for Dawn, so that is a lie. And Steve Miller addresses that on Ryan Finds Truth in the episode coming out today.
I will be listening intently. I haven't got through the other one that's like 4 hours long. I fell asleep. Horrible of me, I know. But
well, what I do is when I get tired, I just put an earbud in and do house cleaning or whatever and just listen. Of course, most of it I've already heard, but still, I like to hear how it goes down.
Well, for sure. But no, the rumor is, and I know who started it, is that it was money for drugs. And so he had Summer until Dawn got her. That is impossible.
Yeah. Yeah, he never ever worked for Dawn. So that's a lie.
Mm-hmm.
And the lady that Ziggy interviewed, which was Bill's ex-wife, has come out since then and apologized. And you'll have to read Bill Shipley's note. And he apologized. It's just so many good things are happening because of all their lies. And that's what they're so upset about.
I certainly wouldn't want to be accused of something like that. And we know who's pushing it. And hopefully the new sheriff looks at them, because I really don't have a lot of faith in Ronnie Lawson. Okay, let's get to Bill's interview.
So there's one relationship that she says he's not a violent guy. And this is his current girlfriend. Your name? I forgot to get your name.
Erica.
Erica. That was Erica. This is Jen. You've been with Bill how long?
About 5 days.
5 days.
But I've been
Woo! Player, Bill. We've been together 5 days. We're already on YouTube. Woo! Bill, have you met this girl?
No, I haven't met her, but I've met Erica. Mm-hmm. And I like Bill Shipley. I think the world of him. And I don't think he's a bad guy. You know, he had a drug problem. He's now clean, almost 4 years.
There you go.
And he also has started the very first AANA in Hawkins County.
So he's not all talk and no do. He's actually doing his steps. Let's take a second and tell we're all mad here. Happy birthday. We have not seen her around here in months, and I think we can all agree we've missed her. Happy birthday. And I think our curiosity about what happened to the boys, we already have curiosity what happened to Summer, should be pending with the district attorney. And whether Don and Candace sign their rights over or not, it doesn't work that way. We need a new sheriff in town. And I'm going to go ahead and say, even though it's not my town or my county, we need a new DA. Because what district attorney would just say, oh, okay, cool. So they just signed their rights over? Well, then I won't do anything. That's okay. I don't see that they'll ever do something like this again. Okay, Nana just sent me a picture. Let me put it up, put it up, put it up. That's not it. Hang on. Hang on, it's loading. Okay, who was this? Can you hear me, Nana? Hello? 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 That might be the guy running for sheriff she was talking about. Oh, she's muted. She's muted. Okay, and there's missing Summer Wells. And then, let me see if I can blow that up. Yeah, that looks like the guy running for sheriff out there with Bill Shipley. Interesting. Interesting.
I've been known to get feelings off people, and he's never fucking scared me, never hurt
That
me.
is
He's always been
actually,
polite.
can you hear me now? Sorry. Okay, that is actually Bill Shipley and Chillbilly.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. Y'all erase what I said. Men in Black.
Yep.
Look at the pen. Okay, go ahead.
Yep, that was actually on Summer's birthday. It was raining that day, and we went to one of my favorite places that I go to get my cream puffs because you know I love my sweet stuff. And they donated that little cake for Summer for her birthday, and went to Bill Shipley's, and that's Bill Shipley and his little chihuahua, and Bill Shipley holding the cake in front of one of Summer's posters or banners. Apologize.
Oh, for sure it is. I see it now. Okay. Yep. I see it now. Thank you. And then what is this picture I have up?
That is what I use at the Christmas tree to hold Summer's flyers. And that's what Roddy Miller took and put in Mount Carmel's police department. It's actually in the city hall of Mount Carmel. So when you walk in, there's that picture of Summer.
Okay. And everyone, please say welcome to My Dad is on a Cruise. Just became a new YouTube member. Woo! 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 Okay. I don't think Bill Shipley has anything to do with this. I still agree with Chris McDonough. Don't leave that hill. Don't leave Ben 110. No.
If you can deal with Blunt, then you can deal with Bill. I mean,
He's never touched you, never hit you.
never done me no harm. I've never felt any harm.
I don't know what to think, you guys. That's two women who are vouching for him not being a violent person. Is he a nice guy?
You forgot about the little
Yeah.
girl.
I showed her. Yeah,
Yeah, he's a nice guy.
he's a nice guy.
I wouldn't be here if he wasn't.
Bill is they're saying Bill is a nice guy. This is the first time I've ever met Bill today. I was afraid to meet him before, but then Nana and others have said he's not that person that everyone's describing. I met him today.
He's scary looking, maybe.
And within 15 minutes, I knew he wasn't that type of person. I would hang out with him for all day if I had the time. He's a fun to talk to. He's blunt. He could be vulgar if he wants to. So are you willing to talk, Bill?
We're gonna talk about.
Okay.
What we gonna talk about?
Ziggy's sitting here. Ziggy's sitting right here. What would you like to say to Ziggy?
What would I like to say to Ziggy? Oh man, I got so much to say to her.
Okay.
Let's see, where can I start? First, I don't appreciate you saying stuff about me that's not true.
Ooh. Okay. Bill's coming in hard. He doesn't want Ziggy saying things about him that aren't true. But she's suing 3 people. And he's not suing anyone. So I think what it comes down to is he's just telling her, like Will Smith and Chris Rock, get my name out of your mouth.
I asked you and Kelly Million not to have my name out there. Okay. When my time is done here, I will be to Illinois, or not Illinois, but Indiana, and I'm having you prosecuted for slandering my name and defamation of character. Same as Kelly in Princeton, West Virginia. And by
Who is Kelly, Nana?
Kelly is the lady that Ziggy forced to do that interview to talk bad crap about Bill Shipley.
Okay, and what was the point in that?
To make Bill look bad and make Fred look good.
Okay. I mean, that seems to be the common denominator in her channel. It's all about blaming this person, this person, this person, but it's not Fred. It's not
exactly. Fred. And I hope Fred isn't guilty. Not because of Fred, because I can't stand him. I think he's a piece of shit. But because of his sister. His sister is an amazing human. You would never know that they had a 15th of blood relationship. She's an amazing person. Yes, she did go to prison. She served her time. But she works 2 jobs. She owns her own home. She is the sweetest human, and we have become really good friends. And for her, I hope that he had nothing to do with Summer's disappearance. But other than that, I hope he rots in hell just like Don and Candace.
Yeah. Because I mean, I'm asking you a personal question. You don't have to answer it. When you got, I'll just say, some paperwork that detailed what the boys said, and we know where this paperwork came from because somebody was relieved that they weren't going to be charged with SA. But I would not count the chickens before they hatched. Can't. Because you have a new sheriff coming to town next month. What was your first thought? Because it's not an easy read.
I got sick.
Yeah.
Actually, where my paperwork came from was from Don Wells.
Go figure. He's probably proud of it.
I was home by myself, and it was my daddy's birthday, so that's why I will never forget what day it was. And I had baked my daddy a cake, and I was getting ready to go to my daddy's. And I had already talked to Candace that morning, and just to check on her because I hadn't talked to her in a couple days. And when I called, I said, "What are you doing?" She said, "I'm trying to decide if I want to kill myself or get a tattoo." I said, "What?"
Huh?
And she said, "I'm trying to decide if I want to kill myself or get a tattoo." And I said, "What in the hell are you talking about?"
Now, who said this?
Candace.
Okay, doke. That's what I thought you said. Thank you.
And I asked her, "What in the hell are you talking about?" She told me about the letter. And I got sick to my stomach because she told me that she was being accused of SAing all 3 boys.
Mm-hmm.
And I seriously got sick to my stomach. And I was like, "Candace, no." And she said, "Yeah." And I said, "Oh my God." I said, "Do you have the letter?" She said, "Yeah, I have it right here." I said, "Well, don't say nothing to nobody," because you know how she runs her mouth to everybody.
Sure.
I said, don't say nothing to nobody, and bring it up here and let me look at it and make sure that's what it is. So she said, "Okay." Before she could get here, but let me back up. She said, "Well, I'm going to go and get a tattoo." And I said, "Candace, please don't do nothing stupid." And she laughed like she does. And she said, "Would I do that?" I said, "Yeah, about everything you do is stupid." And she said, "Well, I'm going to go get a tattoo and then I'll be over there." So I'm getting ready to go to my daddy's, and somebody walked past my dining room window, and I was like, "Damn, that looks like Don Wells." And I opened the door, and it was Don Wells. And he brought the paperwork here for me to read because he didn't understand it all. And he knows I hate him. I mean, there's not a doubt in his mind. I hope he rots in hell.
What was his reaction when you were reading the paperwork to him about what his own children said about their treatment at their home on 110?
Well, this was the first paperwork. It had nothing about the treatment. This was just about what they were being accused of. So it just listed all three of the boys and what the charges were. So it didn't have the detailed information. This was the very first paper that they got from CPS. So I read it and I said, we didn't say anything about SA. And he said, go to the next page. So I went to the next page and there's all three boys listed and SA is listed.
Uh-huh.
So, and I asked him, are you sure? Don, there's a lot of things that could be considered SA that you may not think about. Is there anything that you've done that could be construed as SA? No. And I said, all right, let me ask you a question. Have you ever taken a shower with Summer by herself or with Summer and the kids? And he said, yeah, I'm not going to lie about that. Yeah, I have. I was like, Dawn, you idiot. That in itself could be considered SA. Where was her head? Look how tall she is.
And
You're an idiot.
Mhm.
So, he and I had a long conversation that day. I once again confirmed to him how I feel about him.
Mhm.
So there was no question. And he, at the time, he just had, Candace had sent him a picture of the letter that she had gotten in the mail. So it was on his phone. He had it on his phone. But then when Candace got home, she sent me the actual documents that she had received from CPS.
Okay, the one I saw was addressed to Candace, not Dawn and Candace. Did you see something different?
There was a letter to Dawn Wells and a separate letter to Candace Wells. They both received the documents separately.
Okay. So I saw the Candace one. Okay.
Yes.
Something about that. Okay. So you've seen it all. Ooh, God, I feel bad for you. Damn, I feel bad for you. Woo. Hey, thank you for not letting that get out, by the way.
Yeah, people want to say, if you'd have done this, that, or the, listen.
What are you supposed to do?
I'm just a lay person. I have nothing to do with nothing. She's not my child. She's not my niece. She's not my anything. I just fell in love with a little blonde-headed, blue-eyed girl. It's not my job to do any of the things that y'all think I should be doing. Just saying.
And the documents were in 2024, the spring of 2024, I think.
The document that I saw, the date, well, I got it right here. I have to find it. It was the day that I saw the document was August the 21st of 2024. I want to say the date on the letter was July the 26th, but I could be wrong.
Okay, so it's 2024. I was just wrong about the season. I don't have it in front of me either. So even if they sign their rights away again, why is Dan Armstrong not pressing charges against them?
Like I said, I disagree with it. I shared my feelings personally, eyeball to eyeball, with Ronnie Lawson. Not that it did any good, because I think he's a piece of shit too. But there's only so much one person can do.
Right.
And nobody's out here advocating for those children. No one. If it weren't for me and the angels that helped me, nobody would be doing anything for Summer. Locally, putting up flyers, going out and talking to people, trying to find the truth. It would never happen.
Do you think it would help, and this community will help you, if you put pictures of the boys outside of the sheriff's department and outside of the DA's office saying they need justice? They'll know what you're talking about. Or are you, I wouldn't blame you if you're afraid.
Well, I'm not afraid to do anything. Let me just make sure everybody's clear of that.
I know that about you, girlfriend.
But at this point, I don't think it would do anything.
The boys are in a beautiful home, in a loving home that's showing them more love than they've ever known in their life. And the only one that isn't is Josie.
Uh-huh.
And I just don't think it's fair to drag the boys through any more crap. That's just my opinion. So I wouldn't do that anyway.
Okay. Well, I mean, that's totally up to the law. That's not up to us.
Yeah.
And the forensic interviews should be enough and they would be shielded by the state of Tennessee and by the adoptive parents. They may not even know anything's going on.
Yeah, I don't even think Tim Mullins should be posting anything because Don and Candace have no rights to those boys. I don't think he should be saying, "Oh, we love you, we miss you." No, you don't. If you did, you would have done what it required for you to get the kids back.
But
Sorry, it just makes me so angry.
But there's no way that was ever going to happen with those forensic interviews if they got so quick. They stopped coming around because they knew they'd been caught.
I think the forensic interviews were in April of 24. And again, I don't have my documents in front of me, so this is all from memory.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. Okay, let's get back to Bill Shipley, and then we're going to have another discussion. I just want to give everybody a break from the boys' situation. And
okay, do you want me to drop down or do you want me to stay up?
Stay right here, girlfriend. We got conversation to have. We love having you.
Okay.
Everyone all together. Nana, Nana, Nana.
Thank y'all. I'm not looking at chat because I don't want to get distracted. So
it's nothing but support for you in summer. How about that?
By the way, that Princeton, West Virginia marriage is not legal. You didn't show up for court, Kelly.
The marriage or the divorce?
The divorce.
The divorce isn't legal.
The divorce isn't legal.
You're still married to her?
I'm still married to her.
Why is that?
Because Tennessee has a law that if you contest that, if you contest a marriage in Tennessee,
yeah,
you don't have to be granted a Tennessee marriage or divorce. And Princeton's trying to bogus this up, and that's no good. I'm from Tennessee.
So she knows.
Got married in Tennessee. I expect a divorce in Tennessee.
Would you grant her the divorce if she came to Tennessee?
It'd probably be best if she didn't come around me.
Okay. So why aren't you?
So does Kelly have to go to Tennessee to divorce Wild Bill?
You know, I personally don't know if that's true or not.
Okay.
I haven't researched it at all.
Mm-hmm.
But as I said, this is, I don't know, a week or so old. But he does say later on that he would give her a divorce and, you know, they've mended the fences. So I don't know if that's true or not. I can't speak on that.
Okay. Just, I was curious. I didn't know about the laws in Tennessee about contested divorces and stuff like that. I mean, I got married in another state to my husband. I have zero plans to divorce him. But if that happened, it would be in the state I live in now. So I really don't understand what that has to do with anything. So I just didn't know if you knew or not.
Granting the divorce? Yeah, why didn't you grant?
Well, I mean, I don't care. I'd give her a divorce, but let's see, how can I say it? I want to see her go down just like Ziggy for lying on me.
I get it.
I want to see them punished just like they put out a $25,000 hit on me. I'm in Bluntville jail. Ziggy and Kelly offer $25,000 for my whereabouts.
Are you serious?
Ziggy and Kelly offered $25,000 for his whereabouts. Where were they going to get $25,000? And he was in the Blounteville jail.
I don't know if that's true or not. I can't say. Clearly, Ziggy don't have 25 cents to buy a Diet Coke. So clearly, she's not going to be putting out a hit on Bill Shipley. Somebody, in my opinion, somebody told Bill that to upset him. But that's just my opinion.
Oh, for sure. We know how YouTube theater goes. And we know who's stirring the butter pot.
Yep.
Is Ziggy still getting money from that lady she got the credit card from? I don't know. I don't keep up with her channel.
No, she isn't. And she finally got that paid back, but Ziggy didn't pay it. Ziggy had another YouTube person to pay that. Ziggy didn't pay anything. Just so you know.
Yeah, very unfortunate for that woman that happened. That she tried to lend a helping hand, and then next thing you know, it got way out of hand. It really does confuse me why people still trust her. I mean, I get listening to her for like the entertainment value, but I'm talking about trusting her, as in I'm going to give you my social security card and I'm going to open up a credit line for you.
Listen, I wouldn't trust her in a fucking hen house with a muzzle on.
Woo! Let's go, girl. Woo! A horny rooster in the hen house, Nana.
Well, let me tell you, I mean, she's had that one boy. She was living with Jim, has a relationship with some guy named Jason. Then she's dating Freddie Boy and wants to have wrap up for a fun time, if you know what I mean.
Chris, we don't do drama here. We're telling the truth. If you want drama, I can give you some channels to go to, and you'll probably have more fun than truth telling. Okay? Nana, are you causing drama?
I'm telling the truth. If they can't handle it, back out.
And sorry, sometimes, my friends, the truth is dramatic.
And it's hard. It really is hard. Listen, it has about drove me insane.
Knowing what you know, I guarantee between you getting sick, probably heart palpitations, which is what I had. Actually, just I'm being dramatic, okay? That was me. Being dramatic, okay, so I'll take that one. It's a lot to take in. This is not our world. They're not like us. They're not.
Not at all. And you know, is this Chris, the young man that Ziggy's been getting money from that's on Social Security? Because I'm not looking at chat.
Oh, I don't know. Chris, are you the young man that you've been sending money to Ziggy for? Chris said he was just replying to Harley's statement. It's no big deal. I was just clarifying for everybody that was reading. I'm not mad at anybody. Calm down. It's really okay. Just making sure that everyone knows telling the truth is not drama. It is dramatic. It is traumatic, but it's not causing drama. See, this is Dawn and Candace's circus. This is drama.
Dawn, Candace, Ziggy, and Fred's circus. We're clearing up the drama they created, in my opinion.
Yep. Okay. Chris is a female. I'm an idiot. Go ahead and give me idiot of the week. Okay. Wrong Chris had the entire wrong person. So I get idiot of the week. Comment away, ignore me.
Serious as me sitting here beside you right now.
I didn't know that.
My daughter made it plain to me and me up there. I said, why don't you call it in and claim that money? We'll blow it when we get out.
How's your leg?
No joke.
Oh my gosh, man.
Sure did.
So,
but Kelly started this stuff because I refused to go get dope. I am drug free now. I'm 4 years clean come April the 15th of this year. I have my own AA. Ziggy, what you got? Another line in front of you?
Got Fred.
What about you, Freddie Pooh? And you keep hollering. Oh, this where it's going to get nasty.
wait, before we go.
Oh my gosh. He just called Fred the newlywed, Freddie Pooh. Woo! Woo! That is awesome. Oh my goodness. That is great. I wish somebody would put together like a wedding montage for me of Fred and Ziggy, because I've never been intrigued with a marriage like this since JR and Sue Ellen. Okay. And that shows you how old I am. Freddie Pooh. Ooh. Freddie Pooh, where are you? We've got some work to do now. Come on, Freddie Pooh, I see you. Okay, you all know the lyrics. I gotta hear Freddie Pooh again.
I have my own AA. Ziggy, what you got? Another line in front of you?
Got Fred.
What about you, Freddie Pooh? And you keep hollering. Oh, this word's gonna get nasty.
Wait, before we go there.
No.
The worst thing she said about you is what I mentioned. I almost struck a nerve when I mentioned what she said about you. Your past.
Yeah.
And you finally calmed down and you told me the story
about why my wife, my late wife,
how she passed. Okay,
my late wife passed by the result of her being at her son's for a week long. And this is Sherry Lane.
Okay.
Well, she's Sherry Shipley, but she goes by Sherry Lane. Anyway, Jenny didn't know her, Erica didn't know her, but Stephen and Glenda know her.
I did too.
They can tell you I never put a hand on her. Just as is Erica said, I walked off.
Yep.
She made me mad, I'd walk off. But she comes home a week later.
Okay.
And I'm sitting there waiting on her. I find out she's coming home.
Yep.
And I noticed she was drinking. She get in the vehicle and leave again.
Okay.
So the worst thing I said to her, I said, I'm so fucking mad at you. And I stopped at that.
Okay.
I didn't want her to leave. Well,
Because you knew she was drunk.
No, she wasn't drunk.
Okay. Why did you want her to leave?
I just didn't want her to leave.
Okay.
Because she just came home.
Okay.
All right. So we're sitting there. Everybody leaves. I give the one that come and got her what they asked me to get her in from Virginia. Anyway, when they show up, that's what I stated to her, and I asked her 4 things all the time. I said, how much drugs have you had? Have you had your medication? Have you eat? How you feel and how much have you drunk? That's what I always
That's a strange question to ask someone that just came to your house. I don't know how I feel about that. I'm not giving hell to Bill. It's his life. It's just like, whoa. 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 Does anyone know, just out of curiosity, it's not my business because I didn't contribute, how much money has Ziggy collected? Adrian, how much has she collected in order to sue Nana, Ryan, and Six Up? I'm just curious. I mean, it's not my business. I didn't contribute. I'm just curious. Do you know, Nana?
I don't have a clue. I don't keep up with the see you next Tuesday.
That's right. Or we can call it Comes See You Next Saturday. We know what that means.
Yeah.
I like your version better.
what they asked me to get her in from Virginia. Anyway, when they show up, that's what I stated to her, and I asked her 4 things.
What? Grace Paris said $200. What? A filing fee to sue someone civilly in Oklahoma is like $143. And that's if you're doing it yourself. You're doing all of your own preparation. Is she going to Judge Judy? Is that how she's going to do it? Or is she going to go? Remember when people used to go to the People's Court all the time with Judge Wapner? That's the only way she's going to get it for free. So $200. Wow. Only in America. Grace said that's what I heard her say while I was in the bushes. LOL. Ooh. Woo. 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 Kiki said, Grace, did you say $200? LOL. She did. And she's her own attorney. She's doing this all herself. You know what she needs to do is get a hold of Lisa K. Ruitz. And Lisa K. Ruitz could prepare everything for her because, you know, she's an internet attorney. She is. Ooh. Thank you, Sherry. Justice for Baby Summer. And thank you for supporting the channel. My Wrench, Brooks, do creators pay taxes from YouTube? Wonder because now she's having people donate to Fred's Cash App. If you take in so much money from Cash App, like those people that have thrift stores, lots of garage sales, you will get taxed on that. I don't know that much about it because, well, I don't get that many Cash Apps. But everyone gets a 1099 every year from YouTube, whether you made $500 or $5 million. Everyone gets a 1099. I would be very curious to know what she does with her 1099. Because when you get a 1099, you dead to rights have to file to make sure you're not doing anything under the table. And I don't need anyone counseling me on that. It's very important to file your taxes. Especially if you're also known as self-employed.
Anyway, when they show up, that's what I stated to her, and I asked her 4 things all the time. I said, how much drugs have you had? Have you had your medication?
Hold on. Grace says she owes on her Cash App. How can anyone owe on their Cash App? Can't get money on hers and had to get Fred's Cash App. Wonder if Social Security knows. How do you owe on your Cash App? Someone in here's got to know. I know nothing about that. Do you know, Nana?
No, I don't know. Don't make any sense to me, but nothing they do makes any sense. So there's that.
What also doesn't make sense to me is they get away with it. Oh, Loose Cannon said you can borrow money on your Cash App. Who the hell would borrow money against themselves? Oh, unless you're going to pay it back. I mean, if Cash App says you can get $25 and then you don't pay it back. Jazzy said you can borrow on Cash App. I did not know that. Nope, never even thought about it. Okie doke. So it's kind of like an overdrawn checking account. And then, you know, some people are just like, I'm not using that bank again because look, I've got $500 in overdraft fees. I think, yeah. Okay, because I mean, Cash App is sort of set up like a checking account. Insane. Wow. Okay, I'm learning a lot today. You guys are real economists today. Love it.
Medication have you eat? How you feel and how much have you drunk? That's what I always ask you.
Yep.
Every day. Because I was a caretaker for her. I started out as being a friend, then a boyfriend, then a living boyfriend, then I married her. Then I become a caretaker as a husband. It broke my heart when that happened.
So she stayed.
We both stayed.
That night, though, the night.
Yeah, she stayed.
She stayed.
She stayed at home.
Oh my gosh. Loose Cannon said 6 years sober from alcohol yesterday. Oh my gosh. Can everyone please give a huge round of applause to Loose Cannon? Woo! Good for you. And Pat doesn't want to hear my voice. She's our main moderator. And she just told Sherry that her closed caption comes on when she turns her volume off because she doesn't want to hear me. OMG. Oh, Lord. Okay.
And I got to looking at her. I said, you know, what's up? What's the conversation on?
Yeah.
She said, I'm hungry. I said, you're hungry? I said, let's go get something to eat. And just so everybody knows, I don't ride with somebody drinking and driving. That's uncool. My wife liked to drink.
Okay.
Now, that night, she wasn't drinking. Didn't drink a drop in front of me. And yes, I was a meth head then. Wasn't no meth in the house. Wasn't no pot in the house. But there was alcohol, but I'm not a drinker. Just to make it clear.
Okay.
Okay. We go get something to eat and her driving. She drives me out there, I think it's Burger King, and brings me back.
Okay.
We sit around talking and eating, and she said,
Real quick, Nana, do you know if Marlena Crawford is still living in the Burger King parking lot?
You know, I don't know. I go by there often, but I never stop to look. I don't know what's going on with Marlena.
I suggested to her, instead of her going in and, you know, showering up in their bathroom and getting a cheeseburger and going back to her car, she might want to get an application and actually work there and save some money and get a place to live. My understanding is there's a test they do, and it's not an IQ test, that might disqualify her.
I don't know anything about Marlena. Other than what I've heard Candace say, you know, which again.
Well, I mean, I heard plenty about her when she was being interviewed by Prayer Garden. And I mean,
yeah, but not, I don't know that any of that's true, I guess is what I'm saying.
Ew. I mean, I know some people were following her around, and I can't remember who it was off the top of my head, saying that, I think it might have been Andy. Don't take my word for it.
I doubt seriously that Andy Bernard had anything to do with following Marlena around.
No.
He works across the street from where she, from that Burger King. So he may have seen her over there, but Andy ain't doing nothing with Marlena. That's just bullshit from Prayer Garden.
Okay, no. All right, never mind that. Okay, somebody saw her at that Burger King, and she would like sleep there overnight.
Yeah.
Oh. Hard to absorb all this for sure.
we go get something to eat and her driving. She drives me out there, I think it's Burger King, and brings me back.
Okay.
We sit around talking and eating, and she said, well, I'm tired. I said, well, go ahead and lay down. You know, go ahead and rest. You've obviously had a long week or weekend, whatever.
Yeah.
And anyway, she goes lay down. This is where it kind of gets kind of funny but sad. She grabs her chest. And I said, hey, you miss me so much, you playing with yourself? She said, no. She said, my chest is killing me. Before she could get out, call 911, I done had 911 on the phone.
Okay.
And then the paramedics show up. And I help them get her into the ambulance and all. Even the paramedic stated, usually when they come out, we're bitching. He said, this time, Mr. Shipley helped us every way and said, please do what you can to help my wife. And as I walked off, Sherry and me was even cutting up. As they was working on her, I didn't realize she had died till after I got told that.
Oh,
when I walked off, I was getting the dogs put up. She's out in her T-shirt and her panties. I said, I know what I have to get, and the paramedics thought it was funny. He even put that in his report.
Okay.
He said, but after the fact her passing away, it ain't too funny now.
Yeah.
Who got out of their T-shirt and panties before getting into the ambulance?
Now, I think he said she had on T-shirt and panties.
Oh, okay. I'm having a hard time following this conversation. Thank you. Thank you for filling me in. If I'm confused, I know someone else is. And Ryan looks really confused. Again, I do not believe for a second Bill Shipley has anything to do with Summer's disappearance. I don't believe he was hiding her because Dawn owed him drug money.
Yeah, he had nothing to do with Summer's disappearance, and he did not, I repeat, he did not have Summer holding her. That's bullshit from Kelly, the lady. He never worked for Dawn. But again, it's Ziggy's channel, and 85, I'm going to say 95% of the stuff on her channel is lies.
Well, I mean, you would know. You would know.
I mean, I live here.
Now, my question is, did she really, again, these are rumors, and we know how rumors go. I mean, that's the devil's telephone, okay?
Uh-huh.
Did she really know these people before Summer went missing? I'm talking about Ziggy.
No, I don't think so. At the time, Bill Shipley was using, and I think he's got his dates mixed up. I'm not saying he's lying. I'm just saying that at the time he was using, and he was doing meth, that he was using, and he's got his dates mixed up. I don't think Ziggy knew anybody prior to Summer going missing. I do not.
It has always made me really curious, and I've never talked to her about this. Like, what made her drive from Indiana when your donkey dick broke, and you want to pick up a dog from the Wells, and you meet Fred Hill, and then you marry him years later?
It's called money.
Ooh. Oh.
It's all about the money.
Oh, okay. Okay.
My opinion.
Okay. My goodness. Okay.
Yeah.
I never will forget it.
You loved her.
I love her. I still love her.
Did she have heart problems before that?
Yeah, she had A and B fib heart.
So she had a history of heart problems.
So.
And there's the
and cancer.
And cancer too. And there's the if somebody wants to look it up, there's the EMT report on the
There's an
incident.
EMT report on it. But I got accused of killing her.
You did, yeah.
I got accused of doing something to Summer too.
Why would she say you did that to your wife? I don't understand why an ex would be so angry at you.
Kelly's a dopehead. I was a dopehead then. I'm not knocking anybody that does drugs now.
Did she have something against you that she would go on an interview and say all these things about you?
She wanted any way she could to put me away.
She wanted to put
She
you away?
promised me, she said, I will see you put away before, or however you want to put it. She promised me that.
Yeah, that's sort of.
That's kind of a toxic relationship anyway.
So she was just.
She even beat herself up with a coffee cup.
Bill sitting down
And
here.
Bill sitting in my living room and her in Princeton, West Virginia.
She beat herself
had
up with a
pressed
coffee cup.
charges. She had called the police and pressed charges on Bill for doing it.
She beat herself up and then tried to.
Yeah, charged me with it. I found the paperwork after I'd run from her for 14 days over there. So I go up in the courthouse and I'm raising hell. The judge finally says, what's going on? I said, I want to see that judge now. I go up in front of that judge and I get that paperwork. I said, I'm here to prove to you I did not do this. I said, I want these charges dropped. I said, and if you send any more law to my house without being called, I said, there's going to be something bad happen.
So she just wanted to get you locked up.
She wanted me put away.
One way or another, she wanted to get you locked up. So are you willing to talk about the bombshell that you've got in your back pocket? Are you willing to talk about it?
No.
I so want to know what the bombshell is. Do you know, Nana? Are you able to say?
I do know, but I'm not going to discuss it.
Okay. Does it have to do with Summer?
No.
Okay. All right. All right. Tiny hint? Just a little bitty one?
No, ma'am, I'm not going to discuss it.
It's not like that. She's nothing like Pat and Susan. Nope, she will not do anything like that. Just testing you. I didn't really want to know.
The bombshell that you've got in your back pocket. Are you willing to talk about it?
No.
Okay.
None.
You want to say anything about it? About Ziggy being in this area at a certain time period?
Well, I mean, I can prove it, but when I bring it out, I'm bringing it out on my own.
All right. You have evidence. You have proof.
Now, I've got evidence that she has been in this area prior to Summer coming up missing.
Before Summer went missing?
Before Summer went missing. She says she only knew Fred at that certain time.
Yes.
That's a lie.
So, but she showed the video of her driving up to Fred. They met the first time at the bottom of his...
That's a lie.
You're saying that's a lie, and you have...
That's a lie.
And you have proof.
Okay. Think back what I just said. My wife died in 2021.
Yeah.
When's the first time she said she met Fred?
2021.
It's been when Fred got out or so, ain't it?
Well,
Those are pretty specific dates. His wife died in 2021, and that's when she said she met Fred, which I believe she did meet Fred in the fall of 2021.
Now, she met Fred January the 12th of 22.
Okay. So, he could be mistaken about this, especially with the drugs and the grief of losing his wife. Okay.
Yeah, I just think he's got the dates mixed up. Like I said, I don't think he's lying. I just think it's the wrong day.
I do
Because
too.
he was using back then.
Think back what I just said. My wife died in 2021.
Yeah.
When's the first time she said she met Fred?
2021.
It's been when Fred got out or so, ain't it?
Well, she met him before that. He got arrested.
What year was it?
2021.
2021 was when they...
Yeah, Fred hadn't went to jail yet.
He hadn't gone to jail yet.
At that point.
He hadn't went to jail?
Nope, not yet. They met, he went to jail, and then they had all these jailhouse interviews.
Well, as y'all know, Fred's kin to me. He's a piece of shit.
How is Bill Shipley and Fred related? I was 2022 that years old when I found out that Fred and Andy were cousins. How is Bill related to Fred? How the hell did I miss that as many times as I'm open up as I have watched this?
I don't know. Karen might be able to answer that question. I don't know the answer to that.
Hey, related is related, so be it.
Jailhouse interviews.
Well, as y'all...
Listen, I'm related to a lot of people too. That doesn't mean their crimes are my crimes, okay? I mean, I have a cousin who is like 10 years older than me, okay? He's pushing 61, all right? He was a real piece of shit up until he was about 45 years old, okay? And he turned it around, okay?
I know Fred's kin to me. He's a piece of shit. He's the one that's saying, if I want to get even with you, I'll burn you out. I'll shoot your dog. I'll run up in your face. That's me. I'll be honest with you. I ain't gonna lie.
He said that about you, to you? That he's
Yeah,
gonna
he
burn
says
you?
well, he's talking shit on YouTube.
Yeah.
Come down there and say it to my face, honey. I'm eating you.
So I can't vouch for that, you guys. I haven't seen the evidence. He's saying he's got in his back pocket evidence that Ziggy Adrian was...
I tell you what, I went as far to offer her to get off of YouTube.
Grace said Ellie stopped Ziggy from getting property. What property? Who is Ellie?
Ellie is Karen's name.
This is Fred's sister?
Yes, Ellie is Fred's sister.
Oh my gosh, bless you, sweetheart. Oh my gosh. This is the woman I wanted to come up on stage, and she said she was getting ready to work. Now I doubt if they're really brother and sister. Are you kidding me? So you're going to work and Fred isn't?
Listen, Ellie, I call her Karen because that's her real name. Karen is an amazing human. They're as different as night is today. The girl works 2 jobs.
Good for you, Ellie. You know, you've always got friends here, baby. Okay? What property was Ziggy trying to get from, I'm going to say Ellie?
Say that again.
What property was Ziggy trying to get?
Oh, she was trying to get the property on Ben Hill, 165 and 207.
Oh my gosh. And Ellie stopped that, is what I'm reading in the chat.
That is correct.
Can everyone give a round of applause to Ellie?
She's a hell of a lady.
Okay, she said, I stopped making the payments because Ziggy ran around. Oh my gosh. Who has the property now? Is it a family member or was it like a private sale? I don't want the name.
Let Ellie answer that.
She may not want to. It's okay. That's just total curiosity. It really doesn't matter.
It's in my face, honey. I'm itching.
So I can't vouch for that, you guys. I haven't seen the evidence. He's saying he's got in his back pocket evidence that Ziggy Adrian was.
I tell you what, I went as far to offer her to get off of YouTube. She didn't want to do it. Now she's going to pay the price for what she done.
She said the bank foreclosed and sold it. Ooh. Oh my gosh. I'm very confused. I thought that property was given to Fred. Why was there a mortgage against it? Obviously,
the property was not. It's my understanding the property was never given to Fred. There was just let Ellie answer it. I don't want to speak incorrectly.
No, you're fine. No, you're fine. I was just curious. Again, I was just curious.
Adrian was.
I tell you what, I went as far to offer her to get off of YouTube. She didn't want to do it. Now she's going to pay the price for what she done to me. I will get her for slandering my name and defamation of character.
So we'll see if it comes out, you guys. To me, that would be a
I'd shut her down anyway.
I want to see it so bad. Anyway, thank you, Bill, for being willing to talk on camera. Finally responding. And I'm sorry that Dawn almost tried to kill you the other night.
You can't kill somebody that's going to be a legend, baby.
Thanks, Bill.
That's hilarious, actually. That is hilarious, actually. You can't kill somebody who's going to be a legend, baby. Okay. Said there was an equity loan taken out by my dad to pay for an attorney when Fred shot Fanny. And so that wasn't paid. Ellie stopped making the payments and the property was taken. Well, what was Ziggy planning to do with it? Was she going to make the payments? I would love to know how much the payments were, but I think I've already asked for too much personal information. Again, just out of curiosity. Oh my gosh. How was Fred and Laura making the payments before? Or was Ellie doing this the whole time to take care of her brother? This is like a totally separate show, just again, out of my curiosity.
I'm not sure the details on that. Ellie can probably tell you. And again, I don't want to speak incorrectly. But I think Ellie's mother was living, and so the payments were being made out of her Social Security, but I'm not 100 on that.
Okay, she said they had no intentions of paying anything. They thought I was going to contribute to make payments while she ran her cheese shredder. What's it? Her cheese shredder? Like,
Oh, you got to hear that story. Let Ellie tell. That's a funny story.
No, you tell me, Nana. You're a funny lady. You tell me.
Oh. Something else. Supposedly that's what her mouth is like when she's trying to take care of things.
Oh, like how she grinds her teeth or what?
I don't know how to say it to make it appropriate for YouTube.
That's okay. I'll take the hit. I can edit it out later. Ellie said Laura never made a payment on anything down there in their whole life. Call my neighbors freeloaders. Oh my goodness. All right. So I have a cheese shredder. Does that mean I'm like someone else?
Now, I think what Fred was saying, said that to someone. I can't remember who it was now, but that's what her mouth was like when she was taking care of things, personally taking care of things.
Oh my gosh. So she's got sharp teeth when she's going downtown?
That's what it sounds like to me.
Oh Lord. Oh my gosh. Ziggy? Oh my gosh. Get a dental dam. I wouldn't have any private part around me that had been at sex parties with Dawn and Candace. And I don't know anything about Laura, but I mean, I've heard she's not that clean either. She seems like a nice person, but I mean, I've heard about some different situations that she has physically, and it doesn't sound real good. You know what I mean? Wow.
I wouldn't have sex with him anyway because he's an IV user.
Yeah.
Was. So to me, that's extremely dangerous. But that's just me. But I would never have been. I would have never had anything to do with him. Period. So there's that.
This reminds me of one of my conversations with Ernie that I had to, like my friend Ange said, take to the bed. When, remember when Candace had on that kind of baloney bikini when Ernie brought her the pizza? And she had on like a tank top, but she had a piece of bologna covering up, her private. And she's like, well, you said you like bologna. Then when he was like, no, I'm not doing that. Well, we know why. Okay. And then she offered to sit on his face. And I'm like, who could pass that up, Ernie? What is wrong with you? Are you gay?
I don't think I believe that, but whatever.
I'm just saying he said it. I certainly didn't witness it. Oh my gosh.
Well, let me tell you, because he said it, he's like old pretty boy. Because he said it doesn't make it true.
Kiki said, Brooks, there's a video posted by another creator that was Dawn videoing a red flatbed diesel truck going down the road on his Facebook. No one's talked about it. Please send that to me. Please send that to me. Do you have my email? I'll put it in here right now. At gmail.com. Oh my gosh. There you go. Thank you so much, Kiki. I'll tell you what, thank you to all of you. I think I have changed our moderators' names. Instead of the Mod Squad, which I'm very partial to, I think it's now Troll Patrol. Does that have a ring to it, Nana?
It does.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Troll Patrol. And Sherry. Kathy, the friend, said she was there when Ernie delivered the pizza. That's not what Ernie said. He said that every time he not every time, but when he would talk to Candace, which is verified, one time we know for sure, Kathy grabbed the phone and told him to leave her alone, never talk to her again. And then Candace said, give me 2 days and I'm going to tell you everything. And that's when Kathy got involved. Whoa. Torty wants to know, Brooks, are we talking about BJ's? With a cheese grater. Yeah. These are like chipped off teeth and stuff like that. Ooh. Ugh. Ugh. My God. Ugh. God, I hope my husband's not watching this show right now. He'll never come home. So here's the show in a nutshell. Bill Shipley is being accused by Ziggy and Fred of horrible things that he possibly couldn't have done. Okay? Summer is still missing. Her brothers gave forensic child psychiatrist interviews that detailed essay. Dawn and Candace are free as larks. There'll be a new sheriff next month. And Dawn tried to run Bill Shipley over. Did I do that right, Nana?
You sure did.
All right. Well, I think I'm going to shut this down. This is a lot of information for your old buddy Brooks today.
All right. I will drop down so you can say goodbye.
Well, I'm going to say goodbye to you first. And thank you for being an amazing friend and being on the right side of what's right.
I try to be. I'm sure I've made mistakes along the way. Not a doubt in my mind I've made mistakes because I'm human. But Summer has always been my reason, and she will always be my reason.
And it must be horrifying to have a case in your area that's gone on for so long. And through the years, you're finding about one sicko after another that's a stone's throw from you. That drives me batty, especially when you're sitting there in the parking lot with Karen, eyeball to eyeball with Ronnie Lawson, that basically just told you all kinds of bullshit. Oh, we got to protect the boys. The boys are protected. The two younger ones have a whole new family. I think they've changed their names.
They have.
Josie is in foster care. And I really hope when he ages out, actually, I hope he doesn't age out. I hope he's adopted. But if he ages out, I hope he finds a trade, goes to school, joins the military, and doesn't even think twice about going back to Ben Hill.
Me too. I think it's, in the program, if I understand it correctly, he can stay in the program until he's 21. So I hope he stays in the program. I hope he gets an education. I think joining the military would be great because he can get the counseling that he needs because of his childhood trauma, and he's going to need lots of it.
Lots of it. Do you hopefully
lots and lots of it
now?
Yes, they're all in counseling, and the boys actually now are able to talk to each other because for a while they couldn't even talk to Josie.
And I was very offended. I don't know who said it, saying that he's talking to YouTubers and he's going to give interviews soon. And I'm like, what are you talking about?
Well, and what's funny is they got the dates mixed up. They think he's going to age out in September of this year. No, it's next year.
Mm-hmm.
So And just remember, everything you hear on YouTube is not correct.
That's exactly why we have people like you to come up, and nobody is right on here. Well, except for about some things. I mean, the obvious things. But it's very okay to just correct someone and say, oh, no, that's not what happened. Because the truth helps us, okay?
As painful as it is.
We can deal with the truth. We can't deal with the bullshit.
So
At least my brain can't. I know some people can. Some people can be convinced of anything. I mean, they hear it on the internet and they think it's like God talking to them. Well, I heard it on YouTube that Brooks is scamming Mama Bear's daughter, Taylor. And I'm like, yeah, that's a good one. Thank you. Move along. But we know the truth. And those 3 boys interviewed separately are not lying. Okay? No way. And as for a few other people on the YouTube, Chasing Truth, you're the main one. And I'm going to go.
What?
No, not you, Nana. And I'm going to go ahead and say something about Trevor. You're another one. Because when you
I'm dropping down on that. Chasing and Trevor are friends of mine.
I'm just saying they disagreed that anything SA happened to the children.
They didn't have proof.
That's true. So I will leave that alone. Thank you for setting this.
No. Chasing and Trevor Lee are friends of mine, and I won't say anything negative about them. I love them. I think they're both awesome.
They are awesome people. They are. I don't like it when people can see something clear as day, especially with Dawn's confessions, and then someone attacks them for saying, it kind of all comes together now, that type of thing, you know?
Yeah.
No, everyone has an opinion. Everyone can say, no, don't do that. We don't have any proof. I get that. I get it.
Yeah, until there's proof, until August the 21st of 24, we, Chasing included, because she's my friend, a real life friend, we didn't have proof. But since August the 21st of 2024, she does no longer support them.
Ooh, okay, that makes a lot more sense now. Thank you.
Yeah, yes, ma'am.
Well, everyone, this has been a great show. Again, much love to Nana. I cannot believe all the hard work she has done keeping Summer's name out there in that area, and being there for Summer, advocating for her brothers, and just wanting what's better for society in a nutshell. Okay?
We have to break the cycle, guys. We have to. And I would like to throw this out there. There was someone that took Candace and videotaped it. In my opinion, it was because Candace wanted to get out of the house. She allegedly hadn't been out of the house in 4 months. Took her to hang up flyers. And would you believe that the dum-dum put flyers above where I already had flyers posted? Go somewhere else. Find you another pole, honey. Those were already taken care of. The reason you're hanging flyers, in case you didn't know, is to get the word out for your daughter that is still missing for almost 5 years. Go somewhere there isn't a sign and put a sign up. And don't put it on YouTube to try to get YouTube famous and get cash apps. Everybody knows who you are, Candace.
She's been taking a lot of shows down off her channel lately. I'll tell you what, the yard sale was amazing. When she was trying to feed potato salad to a raccoon was amazing. I just say leave them all up. Leave them all up, Candace. I mean, I smell everything you're stepping in. The most important thing is animals, children, and older people. The shit in the middle needs to leave all three of them alone. Okay? Don't steal older people's money. There's a lot of things you don't do to kids. And don't be abusive to animals. It's a very simple procedure. I will never know what wire is stripped in the brain that finds a child attractive. Or what 40, 35, 45, 50-year-old person cannot get off their two ass cheeks and go to work. Instead, they steal from elderly people. And don't even get me going on the animals, because I have a cat that sleeps with me, drives in the car with me, and bosses me around every day. Every day. Okay? Again, Nana, this has been a great live, and thank you so much for coming up and talking with us, okay?
Oh, my pleasure. And I hope you guys have a great day. And thank you so much for having me. I just wanted to make sure that I cleared as much misinformation or disinformation that I could regarding Summer's case, because that's all I care about is the correct information getting out there.
Thank you, because it does us no good to have something that's wrong. You guys have a great rest of your Monday, and I will see you back here tomorrow. Thanks again, Nana.
My pleasure. Bye-bye.